Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, as floodwaters have inundated Indonesia's capital of Jakarta, Tzu Chi and the military are teaming up in relief work operations. In China's Shandong province, we see how Tzu Chi's winter aid distribution at the end of last year are helping residents of Linyi City. And we meet Hong Yuliang, the son of a deceased gangster who gave up a life of luxury to become a devoted Tzu Chi volunteer. Nearly 1 week has gone by since a heavy downpour triggered severe flooding in Jakarta, Indonesia, with most of the city still submerged underwater. Tzu Chi volunteers are working with the military in carrying out disaster relief operations. Some 400 military officers have been mobilized, and transportation tools such as vehicles and rafts are used to assist with the relief work. North Jakarta's Penyaringan is one of the worst hit districts, with water levels reaching as high as 2 meters, and some 300,000 residents have been evacuated to government housings that are still under construction. Tzu Chi volunteers arrived on site to provide hot meals, bringing peace of mind to the flood victims. Apart from food and daily necessities, team of doctors were also available during the day to help treat any skin or diarrhea problems. Tzu Chi volunteers will continue to stand by and assist the disaster victims in times of need. According to estimates up to January 21st, Tzu Chi has taken 657 disaster victims under its wings, as well as provided 54,600 hot meals and 826 relief packs to those in need. The items included in the packs were drinking water, cooking oil, milk powder and blankets. As well, 842 shifts of volunteers have also been mobilized during the relief work. In Jakarta, Indonesia, though the rain has temporarily stopped, water levels remain high in some areas, slowing down the work of disaster relief.
The water level went up to some 3 to 4 meters, so it was quite difficult for us, the ministry, to carry out our jobs. We had to evacuate many flood victims, and we also lack aid supplies.
Tzu Chi volunteers have not only set up emergency stations in which aid supplies and medical assistance are available, but have also traveled to the worst hit areas to ensure every affected household receive much needed help.
The ministry and Tzu Chi are cooperating both at Tzu Chi and our emergency stations to provide relief items to those in need.
Love is also pouring in at the Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter, as residents who are not affected by the flood are arriving with boxes of relief items to donate.
We have to work together and care for each other. We are lucky not to be affected by the flooding, so we should care for the flood victims.
Apart from government officials, Tzu Chi volunteers from Singkawang also brought a much-needed transportation tool, a rubber raft.
We are given many evacuation tools, such as this rubber raft, which will help speed up our work, ensuring we can relocate the residents more quickly.
Although the heavy downpour wreaked havoc across Jakarta, it has also brought love and care from far and wide. In the United States, month after Hurricane Sandy, disaster relief assistance continues on in New York. This time, Tzu Chi volunteers have arrived in Brooklyn to help illegal Pakistani immigrants. Unfortunately, a piece of misleading information disappointed many of those waiting in line on the day of the distribution, and volunteers had to step in to explain the correct procedures to receive Tzu Chi's cash cards.
New York Tzu Chi volunteers continue to help survivors of Hurricane Sandy. This time, they have partnered with Council of People's Organization, or COPA, in Brooklyn. Even though the cash card distribution is scheduled for 11 a.m., there were people lined up since 7 that morning. However, those in line are not on the list for cash card assistance.
It's unfair to everybody. We should be equally served.
As it turns out, the local news media reported false information, causing these residents to wait in the cold for 4 hours.
One person from the Suzuki Foundation told me that they never told News 12 anything, so how did you guys get these?
So Channel 12, what they stated was this is for anyone, and it's not. It's for individuals who went through the screening process with the foundation to assure that these individuals did not have any help yet.
In continuing to help survivors in the aftermath of Sandy, Tzu Chi New York chapter are helping those residents who are unable to receive assistance otherwise.
Nothing. It's first time. No, because I have no documents, because everybody is in need to documents. But I have no paper.
On the night Sandy hit, the 72-year-old senior hid on his rooftop with a bottle of water and was only rescued 4 days later. In order for the survivors to understand how to properly use the cash cards and get to know more about Tzu Chi, many young Pakistani volunteers came forth to help translate.
I'm the role as a translator. Well, I just speak Urdu to make them feel that they could know what they need to know.
Tzu Chi's love spreads to these invisible immigrants from Pakistan, letting them know that although they are so far away from home, Tzu Chi is a safe haven for them and will always be by their side.
And hello from New York. Thank you so much.
In China's Shandong province, after Tzu Chi volunteers carried out their very first winter aid distribution in Linyi City's Changshan at the end of 2012, they visited the home of a couple who offered volunteers their most precious peanuts as a token of their appreciation for Tzu Chi's care. Let's take a look.
This is frostbitten, it's chapped from the cold.
Caring for the grandma's chapped hands, the actions of the volunteers moves the senior deeply.
She says we care for her so much.
In the simple layout of the senior's home, a bag of fertilizer fitted to the window pane shields them against the cold. Cherishing all that they have, maize meal is enough to get them through the winter days. Even a torn ladle has been sewn to be reused. Moved by the volunteers' actions, to express her thanks, the 80-year-old grandma offers her treasured peanuts to the volunteers. Worried that the grandma doesn't have enough for herself, volunteers put the peanuts back. With hands shuffling back and forth, the senior insists on sharing her peanuts with the volunteers. Promising to visit again, Tzu Chi Volunteers Care has been ongoing here since July of last year. Linyi City's Bureau of Civil Affairs Disaster Relief Chief Gao Shuqian facilitated Tzu Chi Volunteers' previous visits. At the onset, Gao was not interested in Tzu Chi's work. However, at the conclusion of the 3-day visit to 100 households, Gao became a believer.
I saw the sincere care you displayed towards these seniors. You washed their face and trimmed their nails as if you were family. I was very moved.
In office for 10 years now, Gao empathizes with the poor and has helped them out of his own pocket. But there was never such close interaction.
What Tzu Chi volunteers have done, we are far from it, really going to each village, visiting each household, entering the hearts of people. This is a first for me.
Following Tzu Chi volunteers' footsteps, Gao learned that to love requires wisdom too.
I'm amazed from the bottom of my heart. I feel I should become a part of this. So I'm willing to become Tzu Chi's first seed in Linyi.
Promising to be the first seed of Tzu Chi in Linyi, Gao has invited many local entrepreneurs to volunteer at the winter relief distributions. The seeds of love now planted in Linyi, with care and nurturing, will grow to help more people in need.
On December 7th of last year, the Tzu Chi Philippines chapter organized its 157th free clinic, helping 111 patients undergo cataract surgery. Among the patients was 91-year-old Antonia, who has been abandoned by her children and came to seek treatment alone. With Tzu Chi's help, Antonia not only regained her eyesight, but also found a place to call home.
Knowing that Tzu Chi can help her pay for her cataract surgery, 91-year-old Antonia traveled alone from the remote countryside to Manila to seek treatment. Her children don't even know that their mother has lost her eyesight.
Hindi na ako pansin. Gusto ko nila. May mga pamilya na eh.
Alam po ba nila yung sitwasyon niyo ngayon?
Hindi.
Since Antonia's children have had their own families, they abandoned her, while Tzu Chi has been always around.
I owe you a lot. I don't even know what to give for your kindness.
In comparison, Remedios is more fortunate. Her son traveled 8 hours with her to the free clinic in hopes that his mother can recover eyesight.
Before, I was always at church. Now, I cry each night because I cannot go to church anymore.
I'm her son. I can't bear to see her cry every day.
Thanks to Tzu Chi's free clinic, Remedios has a chance to restore her eyesight. Holding her prayer beads tightly, she prays for the success of the surgery.
Wherever I go, I'll not forget Tzu Chi's help.
At each free clinic, Tzu Chi helps cataract patients regain the colors in their lives. 88-year-old Yi Ni didn't expect to see the world again, and he thanks everyone who made his surgery possible. At this 157th free clinic, 111 patients successfully underwent cataract surgery, helping them not only see the world once again, but also Tzu Chi's selfless dedication.
Staying in the Philippines, we meet 25-year-old care recipient John Kubalan. 5 years ago, John became a burn victim in an accident which injured his eyesight and also left him unemployed. Thankfully, John's neighbor introduced him to Tzu Chi, who helped him recover his vision.
Accompanied by his mother, John arrives at the Tzu Chi Free Clinic Center to treat his failing eyesight. At a young age of 25, John faces a serious disability and the ridicule of others.
People would tease me and turn me into butt of jokes. It's fine if they tease me occasionally, but it's becoming frequent.
John was once his family's major breadwinner. Unfortunately, 5 years ago, an accident with an electric wire left his body and scalp burned. Unable to work due to his injured eyesight and feet, John's mother was forced to work to support the family.
We don't have a stable source of income. His father is not working because of his swollen feet, and all I can do is my neighbor's laundry for some extra cash.
Doing laundry for neighbors earns only $7 each day. This can barely feed the family of 10, let alone afford John's surgery. Now the family is living under a bridge, hoping for John's recovery.
Tzu Chi doesn't choose whom to help. They are ready to give aid to anybody in need. Thank you very much.
Fortunately, John's neighbor referred him to Tzu Chi's Free Clinic Center to treat his eyes. After undergoing surgery on his left eye, he feels excited that he can see again and walk by himself.
I'm happy because I can see clearly now. I'll look for a job to help my mother.
I'm very grateful because now he can see again. Tzu Chi Foundation has helped us a lot.
As John sees the world again, his family also finds hope in the road ahead.
In the Solomon Islands, as the outlying islands lack medical resources, many villagers have never seen a doctor in their lives and therefore have immense respect for the Taiwanese doctors that have come from abroad to safeguard their health. In today's feature report on the Solomon Islands, we investigate the doctor and patient's relationships that exist in both Taiwan and the Solomon Islands.
What makes a good doctor?
A good doctor should be one that can provide us with detailed information about our sickness.
A good doctor should provide his or her patients with love and care, so patients are more willing to tell them about their health problems.
Both answers outline the duties of a good doctor. However, if we take the same question and ask a villager living on the Solomon Islands, this is the answer we get.
What doctor you think this is a very good doctor?
Okay. Doctor, you mean what?
Since many locals have never seen a doctor in their lives, the word doctor is unfamiliar to them. It is a rare chance being seen by a doctor, and thus everyone sees the opportunity to attend the free clinic.
But by me, step aside, I feel that you check me good. Yeah? You so happy with us, with me, yes? Although I get disabled, but you very helpful.
All of you are good. All of the nurse doctors already come here. They give good treatments.
Very good, number one. You came here to help us, very good.
When speaking of the Taiwanese doctors, the villagers only have words of thanks. And for many of the doctors, the relationship they enjoy with the patients here has been an important reminder.
40 years ago in Taiwan, doctors were highly respected and trusted by the public. And in the Solomon Islands, this is the relationship we still see today.
Yang Wenqi is the doctor in charge of the Division of Hematology and Oncology at the Kaohsiung Medical University Hospital. She says throughout the years, there were several patients that deeply touched her heart.
I had a patient that asked his daughter to give me a gift when he passed away. The gift was not expensive, just a little thing, but it touched my heart. It made me feel that all the time and effort I put into caring for him was worth it.
However, when thinking about the current doctor-patient relationship in Taiwan, Dr. Yang gives a deep sigh.
Currently, the situation in Taiwan is troublesome because under the influence of media, patients will think that doctors only want to make money and not truly help them.
In Taiwan, according to the Department of Health, medical dispute cases have gone from 100 cases per year to more than 500, with the departments of surgery, internal medicine, and gynecology being the top 3. One can say that the public are much more aware of their rights. However, it is clear that the doctor-patient relationship in Taiwan has worsened.
If the doctor-patient relationship in Taiwan can change for the better, doctors won't have to worry about being sued and will put even more effort in providing their patients with the best medical service.
In traveling from Taiwan to the Solomon Islands, the trust and respect these Taiwanese doctors have received from the villagers have strengthened their determination to relieve more patients from sickness. Through comparing the doctor-patient relationship between the two countries, we should think what we can do to achieve a balance between trust and rights.
The Solomon Islands and Taiwan share the common problem of having local doctors living overseas in pursuit of better salary and life. In tomorrow's feature report, we look into the shortage of medical staff the two nations are currently facing. Back to today's show in Taiwan, we meet Tzu Chi volunteer Hong Yuliang, the son of a deceased gangster who gave up inheriting his father's business after coming across a Jingsi aphorism and now lives a frugal but happy and fulfilling life.
This stack of check amounts to a grand total of 5,560,000 NT dollars. However, the owner of the uncashed checks says he does not care about the money at all.
I don't need to count it as I'm not planning on cashing in the checks. I don't want this money.
What Hong Yuliang is giving up isn't just the 5 million NT dollars, but also his position as the head of a Taiwanese gang. After his father passed away from a gang-related death in 1998, Hong took over the reins of the gang for a few years. However, in that time, Hong was never happy.
After my father passed away, my life was really in a state of darkness. Then I saw the master's Jin's aphorism: happiness comes from contentment. We should seek to be positive and optimistic, not negative.
Hong then vows to cut his ties with the gang and devotes himself to Tzu Chi. His Dharma name is Ben Zhong, and he now works at Zhanghua's Jingsi Hall. His monthly salary is average and spends his time off as a recycling volunteer. No matter how busy or tired he is at the end of the day, Hong says he has finally found happiness.
It's a shame to waste your life away.
Hard-working Hong lives modestly among his co-workers and shows no signs of his gangster background.
Wow, I would have never guessed he's such a gentleman and so refined, such a model volunteer.
In letting go of his past, Hong Yuliang has found spiritual fulfillment.
In our next report, we meet Tzu Chi Care recipient Ms. Zhen, who has faced many challenges in her life. 5 years ago, Zhen's family had fallen in debt, and her husband was unable to work after becoming ill, and her family couldn't pay their rent. With 3 children to raise, life was difficult. Luckily, it was also then that she met Tzu Chi, and with encouragement from friends and volunteers, Zhen has found a new interest in flower arrangement and gardening.
Soon after finding the ladder, Ms. Zhen quickly climbs up to clear away the branches. 5 years ago, with words of encouragement from a friend, the woman whose family was in debt and had no permanent shelter found an interest in the world of gardening.
As long as you face your obstacles with courage, there is nothing you can't overcome. If death has no fear for you, then there's nothing that can't be solved.
Beginning 2007, we have helped the family move 3 times. Each time they move, she will leave the best room to her in-laws, and the rest of them would just cram in the other 2 rooms or even the living room.
With Tzu Chi volunteers by her side, Zhen was able to overcome her challenges along the way and has also found ways of accompanying her children on their path in life.
In times of need, we have to play the role of friends. So if the kids feel that they have a great friend at home, they won't be out searching for one. They will feel that they can tell you anything, whether it is something they need or what's bothering them.
Apart from her work as a florist, Zhen also makes extra cash by doing garden maintenance for her customers. Putting her creativity to the test, the mother uses recycled items to decorate the plants.
Apart from ensuring the plant looks beautiful, this decoration is like a lamp that is shining bright.
Life may not always turn out as expected. Nevertheless, with a positive mind frame, one is never too far from finding one's way in life.
As part of the Chinese New Year traditions, many people put up spring couplets on their wall as a prayer for a prosperous year ahead. At the Taichung Tzu Chi General Hospital, a group of calligraphers from central Taiwan arrived to write these spring couplets for members of the public in hopes of forming good affinities with others. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.